For the last 4 years, the left insisted Bidenomics was working, and Joe lowered inflation.
I believe the economy I'm leaving is the best in the world and stronger than ever for all Americans.
When we came in, our highest priority was to do what we could to rescue America. And today, we know that we have inflation at under 3%.
The economy is incredibly strong, as you guys talked about a little bit yesterday. And in fact, Trump is inheriting the opposite of what he says he's inheriting.
But now that Trump's in office, their heads are exploding.
You campaigned on lowering prices for consumers. We've seen all of these executive orders. Which one lowers prices?
We have done a lot, and there have been a number of executive orders that have caused already jobs to start coming back into our country, which is a core part of lowering prices. More capital investment, more job creation in our economy is one of the things that's going to drive down prices for all consumers, but also raise wages so that people can afford to buy the things that they need. If you look at our slate of executive orders, no, Margaret, prices are going to come down, but it's going to take a little bit of time, right? The president has been president for all of 5 days.
Democrats spent years wasting your money building anti-racist oyster reefs and lesbian museums, sending prices to record highs, and they never said anything. But Trump's in office for 1 week, and it's like they all went to the grocery store.
I'm going to tell you all right now, they do not give a damn about the cost of eggs.
Eggs in my district are $9.19, and the 200 executive orders that we've seen this week is missing any mention of lowering the grocery prices for our families.
When President Trump pardoned all the January 6th rioters, now to get rid of independent inspector generals, how is any of this going to lower grocery prices?
Someone should tell the Democrats that the egg prices they're so mad about are from December. Those are the big guys' eggs. And egg prices might get even worse because Joe just ordered the execution of hundreds of thousands of chickens because of the bird flu. But somehow the left managed to blame Biden's existential crisis on white people.
And a majority of white people voted for this. This is the disgusting version of America that people want. And oh, by the way, eggs are still more expensive. So you didn't even get that. Great job, white folks.
But fear not, a primetime producer spotted egg prices dropping nearly 20% this weekend, from $13.50 all the way down to $11 even. O'Leary Ventures chairman and Shark Tank investor Kevin O'Leary joins me now. So, O'Leary, are we just going to hear about prices all of a sudden from Democrats?
Yeah, I think it's a good talking point. The truth is, though, inflation took a long time to build up. And the most measurable are around proteins, eggs, cheese, meat, housing, either your rent or your mortgage payment, and energy prices. So from what I can see from the mandates brought in by the new administration, Trump et al., they're attacking all of those, making energy independence important and security. Just make drill, we know that story. That reduces all input costs. Energy is an input cost across all 11 sectors. And so when you reduce the cost of energy, inflation comes down. Now, there's a whole lot of other issues around, interest rates and everything else. But we had so many acts in the last 4 years that poured money from a helicopter into every sector. I mean, the Inflation Act, or whatever you wanted to call that thing, billions. I don't know why we did that. Chips and science, half of that's being completely wasted on companies like Intel, which are the loser companies in semiconductors. I would never invest in Intel. I don't know why my tax dollars have to. We should let the private sector do that to some form of tax credit. All of these government programs, too much at the same time, helicopter money. It's going to take a while to burn that off, Jesse. I would say about 2 years till you get inflation anywhere near 2%.
Well, Liz Warren, O'Leary, says we don't have 2 years. If Trump doesn't bring prices down now, it's trouble. Listen.
There are a lot of folks who are struggling to make it to the end of the month. Prices are going up. Price of eggs, $3.65 last November. The latest I've seen is $4.25. So there's a lot he could do. I hope he does it. But if he doesn't, then it is our job to hold him accountable.
I don't think she uses the pasture-raised organic eggs like I do. They're a little bit more than $3.25, O'Leary.
Listen, I love Elizabeth Warren and AOC. I think they're the best marketeers. They rant, they rave, they raise $5 to $20 at a time. They're marvelous at it. I hate their policies. I left Massachusetts to go, like everybody else. All my neighbors from Boston, that's where my family grew up, that's where my kids were born. We can't afford Boston anymore. Horrible tax policies. But AOC rants and raves. She's really good at it. I've often said to her, let me partner with you in your T-shirt business. You got 86% gross margins. She's living proof that inside every single socialist, there's a capitalist screaming to get out. I mean, I love that. So look, but they're very good at marketing, and but frankly, their jurisdictions, I mean, Elizabeth Warren is something else. But AOC, if I lived in her jurisdiction, I'd fire her. She's terrible.
Wow. I mean, the fact that AOC didn't jump at the chance to do business with O'Leary just proves she's a terrible businesswoman. I mean, anybody else, their hands up right now. Where do I sign? All right, O'Leary, good to see you. It's too bad Massachusetts lost that big, fat tax base of yours. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.